Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to P4P TV. This is Michael and it's been a while, but I'm back. Wroclaw, or as it's pronounced, Vrots-Wuff, Poland, Saturday the 26th of August will be our destination and date this time around. Staring down a momentous occasion to make history and achieve a once-in-a-career opportunity, Daniel Dubois takes on two-division unified and former cruiserweight undisputed champion Oleksandr Usyk. For Dubois, it's an opportunity to upgrade his regular WBA for not only the super version, but to collect all bar one of the much-coveted titles in boxing's blue ribbon division. For Usyk, a victory will not only result in another successful defense of his titles and opportunity to beat yet another Brit, it'll be another step closer to hopefully one day join Claressa and Terence Crawford as fellow multi-divisional undisputed champions in the four-belt era. As it stands, Usyk's invitation to Tyson Fury to face him and make that dream come true still stands. But first, an appointment with Triple D awaits. With just about all the infinity stones draped around his waist, Oleksandr Usyk comes into this matchup against Daniel Dubois looking his usual calm and confident and happy self. That's because a happy fighter is a fighter in the ring, and after the circus the world witnessed during negotiations between Team Usyk and Team Fury in an attempt to make an undisputed fight between the pair was finally abandoned after proving to be a fruitless endeavor, Usyk finds himself back in the ring where he longs to be. Come fight night, it will be over a year since his last bout and what was a rematch and unified title defense against Anthony Joshua. Should Usyk be successful against Dubois, and many expect that he will, Usyk has left the door open for an undisputed fight with Fury, hoping it can happen. In his own words, Usyk has stated,
"The whole world wants to see the fight between myself and Tyson Fury, and we have to make it. People are tired of talks. We need to do instead of talk."
Hear, hear, I say. As a boxing reporter, it's important to stay impartial, and I try. I make mistakes, of course, and I'll always try to improve, but short of being privy to the confidential discussions between fighter managers and promoters, I can only comment on what I see and hear, and I don't recall Team Usyk being renowned for being difficult during negotiations, and he seemed to agree to most of Fury's demands to make their fight happen. So here we are, Usyk is meeting his obligation and facing his mandatory, and Tyson Fury is fighting an MMA guy, presumably for the payday. How many times have you heard Fury say,
"Show me the money"?
With that aside, the task at hand for Oleksandr Usyk is a dangerous, big-hitting, big strapping young lad who is over a decade younger than Usyk. All the expectation is on Usyk to win, and if ever there was an opportune time for irony to throw a spanner in the works, it could be this fight. We know about Usyk's talent, movement, and IQ. It's been analysed to death by myself and others. But what about Dubois? He's tasted defeat and bounced back. With no pressure on him, could he shock the world? I think I've identified a way that Daniel Triple D Dubois can achieve victory and what would be an expectation-defying result. In almost all departments, it would seem that Usyk has Dubois beat, but there are some details that Dubois has over or at least equal to Usyk when measured side by side. Firstly, the obvious size and power that Dubois possesses. Go back and watch the Oleksandr Usyk versus Anthony Joshua rematch. Although Joshua was still trying to box Usyk, he showed more aggression than in their first fight, and when he did, it gave Usyk more trouble than when Joshua allowed Usyk to use space and distance to box him. In the 10th round of that fight, Joshua landed a counter right that sent Usyk back. In bouts 1 and 2, Joshua seemed to be stuck between two styles, and when he landed clean on Usyk, it lacked that bulk and venom from the Joshua of old. Usyk took the shot well, but that same shot, if thrown and landed by Dubois, I have no doubt puts Usyk on very unsteady legs. Point number 2, Dubois is a great finisher. When Dubois has his opponent in trouble, he bombards them with explosive shots until it's lights out. Usyk can take a shot, that's proven. He's been taking them from big guys his entire career, but there is something about the reaction fighters have when hit by Dubois. The concussive nature of a Dubois shot really changes everything, and he literally just needs one clean shot. Point number
3.
Usyk versus aggressive Joshua, Usyk versus Chisora, even Usyk versus Brit at cruiserweight. Aggressive, rough, high-volume punching and come-forward styles get the biggest reaction from Usyk. Not letting Usyk settle into a groove and finding his range is where Usyk is most uncomfortable. Not so uncomfortable that he can't deal with it, but it's an opponent's best bet against him. Daniel Dubois, who possesses decent movement and speed, can forget trying to outbox or outsmart Usyk. Instead, Dubois will have to lose points and take shots repeatedly and look to counter when he can in order for him to land that one stick of dynamite. If he lands one, things will get interesting. And finally, both fighters have been inactive for some time. Usyk slightly longer than Dubois, so neither fighter has a clear advantage over the other on fight sharpness. If I'm wrong, I'm happy to chew earwax, but it's going to be a long night for Dubois if he spends the entire fight trying to land that one clean shot. Not to mention that Dubois has touched the canvas on a few occasions, so he might not survive the punishment he'll have to take in looking for that one shot. His last opponent, also a southpaw that moved up from cruiserweight, South African Kevin Lerena, had Dubois in all kinds of trouble in the first round of their bout. Further, Usyk is hard to hit, but he can be hit, which has been my point all along. All logic says that Usyk wins this. All expectation says that he should win this. I'll take the safe bet and say that he does. I'll even say that he wins by TKO, mid to late rounds, but believe me, Dubois has wrecking balls for fists. If he catches Usyk with something clean, we will see an upset.
He needs to be able to hurt him.
Put it on him straight away.
He needs to put it on him straight away. Listen, one thing that Daniel Dubois does and does very well, he hits to the body, and he hits really well. For me, he's going to show a few things in this fight. And listen, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised what can happen with Triple D, baby. I'm telling you now.
I fancy him big time. I wouldn't let him go forward in the fight if I didn't fancy him, and I think he will knock him out.
He's boxing a Rolls Royce, so he needs to be a Rolls Royce himself when he's done it. You never know. Everybody else says it's a heavyweight game. One punch can change the game. One punch can change the game if you're not on point. But I know Usyk could be very big on point, ready for this fight. And remember, Usyk is his part-time in many rounds. He knows how he moves and stuff like that.
Thank you for watching P4P TV. Please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell for future updates. See you in the next one. Check out our Patreon page to become a Patreon family member where you'll receive some cool perks. If you're looking for some new threads, we've got t-shirts, hoodies, and much, much more. So head on over to our Michael Akobi P4P TV stores. They can be found on Redbubble and Spreadshop. Join me on my travels and head on over to my other YouTube channel titled Barefoot and Free. There you can follow me as I traverse the many parts of our planet and occasionally get into a spot of bother. Nonetheless, it's always fun and entertaining. If you're struggling with some of life's obstacles and challenges, my book How to Get Out of Life Traps might just be the answer that you're looking for to help guide you through the difficult times. It's helped many get past some of their darkest moments, and it might do the same to you. You can purchase it on Amazon, where you can also find a wide range of my other works. Those works include screenplay to book adaptations, a fairly unique concept, with genres covering comedy, heist and revenge, drama, supernatural and crime, if that's more your cup of tea. You can find them by following the link provided.